since we're still factoring, I listed those 3 rules at the top. The first rule, make sure you look for GCF. Then after that, binomial or trinomial. If it's a binomial, then look for that difference of squares. Difference means what symbol? Subtraction. And then you're looking for 2 perfect squares. So if it was like 4x to the 6th minus 169. It's a binomial. There's your difference. Is 4x to the 6th a perfect square? Say yes.
Yes.
Okay. 169?
Yes.
Yep, 13. Good. So when I go to factor your difference of squares, square root of the first term, what's the square root of 4x to the 6th?
2x cubed.
2x cubed. Good. And then the square root of 169?
13.
So then it'd be 13 and 13, and then a plus and a minus. So don't forget to look for your difference of squares when it's a binomial. That's just some random example. Trinomial, you can remember your rules for the signs. If I have the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c means that they're going to be the same or different? The same. And then it depends on whatever the first sign was. If our quadratic equation was ax squared plus bx minus c, the minus c tells me my signs will be different. And then it's still trial and error from there. Okay, you're still going to have to do a little checking if you're not confident that you factored them completely. So the first one, x squared minus 144 equals 0. When you solve these equations, you have to make sure the equations are set equal to 0. So just glance at that front side. Do I have any of the equations that are not equal to 0? Okay, what about the back side? They're all equal to 0 for you, aren't they? Okay, tomorrow they won't be, nor on Friday. So make sure you have them set equal to 0, but today I already did that for you.
So we had to just write the equal 0 and we get our worksheet?
Well, like, if I had one like this from me where it was x squared plus 3x equals 7, you would have to subtract your 7 over, and so that it made it equal to 0. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't have that today, but tomorrow on Friday. Okay, so once it's equal to 0, now we just go through our factoring rules. Is there a GCF?
12.
There's no GCF, right? No. Binomial or trinomial?
5.
Binomial. Sum or difference? Difference. Is x squared a perfect square? Is 144? Okay, so then when I go to factor this, square root of my first term, so x and x, square root of my second term, 12 and 12, and what about my signs?
Plus negative.
Plus minus, good. Okay, that we did yesterday. Here's the one step we're adding on. We did this last week on a worksheet. If I have a value times a value and it equals 0, then one of those two things has to be what?
0.
0, right? So we take what's on the inside
So it equals 0.
and set them equal to 0. Take what's on the inside of the parentheses and set it equal to 0. And then solve that for x. So if x plus 12 equals 0, and I want to get x by itself, how do I move 12 over?
Subtract.
If x minus 12 equals 0, how do I move 12 over?
Additive.
You will have 2 solutions all day.
All day, every day.
Your exponent is a 2. That tells you how many solutions you should have. Here's how you check your answer. You take your solution and plug it back into the original. So if I take negative 12 and square it, what do I get? 144, right? 144 minus 144 gives me 0. Isn't that what I wanted? Okay. And if I put positive 12 in, what's positive 12 squared? Minus 144? 0. What? So make sure you check your answers. That's how you'll check them. You'll take the 2 solutions you get and put them back into the original equation. What's up?
Why can't you just add 144 to 0 and then take
You can, but the square root of 144 is positive 12 or negative 12. Every square root has a negative value. Because what's negative 12 times negative 12? Like the square root of 16 is 4 or negative 4. We'll do that next week. Okay, bye. Number 2, GCF. Do I have one there? Nope. Okay, and it's already set equal to 0. So then we're gonna try and factor it as a binomial or a trinomial. Trinomial, alright. So then we're gonna go right to the parentheses. My signs, do I know what the signs will be? The same, and they're both gonna be pluses. So my first term times my first term has to give me x squared. X and x. And then factors of 36 that are gonna make 15. 3 and 12. So then x plus 3, x plus 12. Once it's factored, take what's on the inside of the parentheses and set it equal to 0. X plus 3 equals 0. X plus 12 equals 0. And then solve for x for each equation. So subtract 3 over, and we would get x equals negative 3. Subtract 12 over, and x would equal negative 12. I'm going to check negative 3 because it's smaller, so we can do this one here without a calculator. Negative 3 squared plus 15 times negative 3 plus 36. Alright, what's negative 3 squared? 9. How about 15 times negative 3? 9 minus 45. Negative 36 plus 36. 0. So I know negative 3 works. Negative 12 works too. We did it with the calculator last period. So there are your 2 solutions. Try number 2. Or 3, sorry. 3. X squared minus 6x minus 27. What are my signs? The same or different? Different. Good. If you want to put them in, you can. I usually don't like to yet. Factors of 27 that are going to combine to make 6. 3 and 9. So do I want to do 3 minus 9 to make negative 6? Or 9 minus 3? 3 minus 9, right? So you should have x plus 3 and x minus 9 as your 2 factors. Take what's on the inside. Set them equal to 0, and you get x equals negative 3, and x equals positive 9. Number 4. Is there a GCF to look for? 2. Good. Factor out your 2, and then you get x squared plus 2x minus 48. Good. Now we're going to try and break down the trinomial on the inside. Signs will be the same or different? Different. I'm going to hold off to put them in there. No, it's got to be x and x. Now I'm trying to find factors of 48 that are going to make 2. 6 and 8, right? If I want it to be positive 2, should I do 6 minus 8 or 8 minus 6? Minus 6. Good. We would want the 6 to be negative so that I get the positive 2 on the inside. Yes, Katie?
Would it work if you put it as 2x minus, or no, 2x plus 8 and then x minus 6?
Like,
switch the numbers
just-
around and the signs.
Is that what you're asking me? Yes, you can write it that way too. Yeah. Alright, so then once it's factored, take what's on the inside, x minus 6, and set it equal to 0. X plus 8 equals 0. So add 6 over and you get a positive 6. Subtract 8 over and then you get negative 8. The 2, good question. Technically, the product property, 0 product property, anytime you multiply and you get 0, one of these values have to be 0, right? You should set that 2 equal to 0 as well, but will 2 ever equal 0? No, so then we would just cancel it out. Next year when you get to algebra 2, your GCF might be 2x, so you'll take 2x out and set it equal to 0, and then I'd have a third solution that x must equal 0 also. But since I'm only going to have 2 solutions, I don't really need to worry about that 2 out front then. Okay. Let's do this number 6. 4x squared plus 21x minus 18. Do I have a GCF there? No. Signs the same or different? They're going to be different, okay? So we'll just start with that 4x squared. What do you want to try for its factors? 2x and 2x. Then my 18, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, or 3 and 6. What do you guys want to try? 3 and 6. We'll just try it here. Outsides, 2x times 6 would give me 12x. Insides, 3 times 2 is 6. Will 6 and 12 combine to make 21? Okay. It's not going to matter if I switch the 6 and 3 around there. You want to change my 2's around? Is that what we're going to try? So you want me to do 4 and 1 instead of 2 and 2? Okay. And keep the 3 and the 6 there? Okay. So if I do that, 4x times 6 gives me what? 24. And 3 times x gives me, will those two combine to make 21? Yeah, if the 3 or the 24 is negative. The 3 has to be negative. So then the 3 will be negative up here, and the 6 will be positive. The more you do these, you'll be able to see it more in your head. Okay, so we know we have it factored correctly there by foiling. Then we're going to take what's on the inside and set it equal to 0. So 4x minus 3 equals 0. X plus 6 equals 0. To get x by itself over here, I need to add 3 over. And when I add 3 over, I get 4x equals 3. And then what do I have to do? Divide by 4. So one solution is 3/4. On the right one, subtract your 6 over, and then you get x to be negative 6. So you will have fractional answers today. So be aware of that. Questions on solving. We're just taking it one step further from yesterday, setting what's on the inside of the parentheses equal to 0. Okay? The rest of that worksheet is your homework. Whatever is left over is what you have for due tomorrow. Make sure you check your answers. If you need help putting it in the calculator to check, let me know. I can walk around and help you. Capiche?
Alright.
Alright.